from pickdogs.com, and it is Wednesday, November 20th, 2019, here with your free live show. Of course, we're here live 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Have free picks on every game every single day at pickdogs.com. Of course, we also have tons of free pick videos over at our YouTube channel. So subscribe and be sure to hit the like button on those. Should cost you nothing. It helps us an absolute ton. I beat it into the ground because it's important. But hopefully you guys are off to a good morning. Like I said, we got a lot of games to work with today. And how about those puck dogs yesterday? How about them? They absolutely knocked the cover off the ball with their picks. Going to be having a daily puck dog show, and we are looking at around 3:30 Eastern time. Just a half hour show, 3 o'clock, 3:15. We're starting Monday, and it's just going to be 7 days a week. Probably be earlier on the weekends, like 10 o'clock on the weekends, and like 3:15 on the weekdays. Anyways, got free picks every game, every day. We have a premium area, pickdogs.com. This is by no means an infomercial for that. This is just our live show. The way the live show works out, I just give out picks. And that's pretty much how it works. Yep. Of course, this afternoon I have Steve Monahan with me for the college football show. We're doing college football picks this afternoon with Steve Monahan. I didn't do that many college football videos this week. I'll probably be adding some more. I'm glad to be back at the regular format too. Fridays will still be free for all Fridays, but we will not be going over video picks that are already out there. I'm not going to do it. I can't go over the same questions over and over and over again. But anyways, we've got tons of games today, so let's get right into the action. We'll head to the NBA. And I think when we look at the Sixers versus Knicks matchup, I did a video on this one. My free pick in the video is on the side. But I think we could look here at the total. The total opened at 213. I'm seeing 213s and a half, and I'm seeing 12 and a half. The Sixers have, in the Knicks, this is their first meeting of the season. But the Knicks have really been scoring about 102, 106, like in that range, pretty much all season long. It's just kind of where they've been. The about 100, 101, allowing about 108. Meanwhile, the Sixers about 109 and 106. Just seems, right in the range of the total here. So it's certainly not the easiest pick on the board, but at the same time, I believe that this one goes under. I believe it stays under the total. So my first pick of the show today is going to be the under in the Knicks game against the Sixers. Of course, I'm going to do a bunch of free picks on this show. So that's how it works. Of course, I have tons of free pick videos, so you can check those all out on YouTube. And of course, be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to check out all of our free picks at pickdogs.com. Of course, the Puck Dogs will be here again tomorrow. And like I said, the Puck Dogs, we're going to do a daily show with just the Puck Dogs. So I'm excited to do it. At first, I'll be with the Puck Dogs, and then we'll just see how the show goes. Maybe they can take over on their own. If not, I will hang out with the Puck Dogs. I have no problem. I like those guys. So it's like I don't have to fake it, which is great. And thanks to everyone for showing up. Yeah, we got We got a video on all the NBA games, so if you have a question on those, you could head right on over to our YouTube channel and check it out. I'm going to give out a few picks here that I didn't give out in the videos. So that's how the show is going to work from now on. We're not doing the free-for-all format anymore, except on Fridays. But I do a free pick video on every NBA game. I pick out a bunch of college basketball games, so you can check those all out on our YouTube channel. Of course, we have free picks on every game every day at pickdogs.com. And what I'm going to do here is just continue to go over games. We got the Nets up against the Hornets. And, I mean, I really don't like the way the Hornets have been playing this season. They got absolutely dog-chowed last time out. But these teams played, they haven't played, but Charlotte got just crushed by the Raptors last time out. They had beaten the Knicks by a point. They had beaten the Pistons by 3. And then they lose by like 30-something to the Raptors. And usually there's a big overreaction to that. Meanwhile, the Nets, they took on the Pacers a couple days ago at home. They got run 115-86 at home. They had the win against the Bulls, but really this is a team that's lost 4 of their last 5 games and are really, really playing poorly. I just don't like the Nets at all. And as much as I don't like the Hornets, I like the Nets even worse. Kyrie Irving is out. LeVert has been out. Of course, Durant's not playing this whole season. You know, the Hornets are healthy. I know that the Nets have pretty much dominated this series, but I got to say, I like the way the Hornets are covering spreads on the road. 5-1 against the number on the road in their last 6. I think this is a reasonable spot to take the Hornets here, who, like I said, a little bit better cover team overall. And I think in this spot, I'm going to take the Hornets. That'll be my pick in this one. Hornets +4. Of course, we got free picks on every game every day at pickdogs.com. And, of course, we have tons of free pick videos out there on YouTube. Every NBA game is covered, and I covered most of the major college basketball games. Of course, Fridays are going to be free-for-all Fridays, and the Puck Dogs will be back with me tomorrow, giving out some NHL picks. And starting next week, we're going to have a Puck Dog show where it's just hockey with the Puck Dogs. We're going to call it Hockey with the Puck Dogs, or the Puck Dogs do hockey, or I don't know. I'll have to think of some kind of name with it. But let's roll on over to college hoops. We got a full schedule of games today. I covered about 10 games in the on YouTube, so you can check these out. But one of the games I was looking at here was Yale versus Siena. And Siena 2-2, Yale 2-2 on the season. Yale 2-1 against the number. Yale has played a pretty tough schedule so far. They played Oklahoma State. They lost in that one by 7, but they were getting 12.5. They lost to San Francisco. That game was overtime. They lost by 5. They were getting 4.5. So they've played some pretty decent teams. Meanwhile, on the other side of it, Siena played Xavier. They got crushed, but they lost by 18 points. They were getting 19 in that one. Siena's been really, really good against the number. Losing to Harvard, they were getting 10. They've been a dog in every game except for their opener against American, where they were 6-point favorites, and they won by 16. But every other game, they've been a dog, and they've either won outright, like they did against St. Bonnie's as a 1-point dog. They won by 13, and then they lost by 3 to Harvard, getting 10. And like I said, against Xavier, they were getting 19 and lost by 18, which is just right for us. Meanwhile, like I said, Yale covered last time out against Oklahoma State. I just think this is too many points. I think that, you know, the way that this game rates out is very, very even. It's really a coin flip game, and we're getting points. So that my play is going to be Siena. I like them. They've covered every single time out this season, which means they're one of our teams. This line has gone from 5.5, 6. It's in that range. We'll call it 5.5. We'll be at extra conservative. Of course, we got free picks on every game every day at pickdogs.com, and of course on our YouTube channel, tons of free pick videos. But anyways, let's go to Chestnut Hill. Boston College taking on Eastern Washington. We won money earlier this season in the premium area betting against Eastern Washington with St. Louis. They were getting 8 against St. Louis last time out and were absolutely crushed. They haven't played in a week. It's weird, at this time of the season, normally teams are a lot more active, and Eastern Washington hasn't played in a week. Meanwhile, Boston College, they got run by Belmont by 15 at home. We were all over Belmont in that game. But it's interesting because you have the ACC team here in BC. They open with that win over Wake Forest. They were 2-point favorites. They won by 7. They beat USF by 14 points as a 6.5-point favorite. I think Boston College is a little bit underrated this season. They're only allowing 65 points a game, which is pretty solid as far as defense goes. You guys know I love defense. Defense wins championships. You got to lay 8.5 to 9 points here, but I'm going to take Boston College, and that's going to be my pick in this game. Of course, we do this live show every day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Fridays are free-for-all Fridays. In the afternoons on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I have Steve Monahan joining me. We do a college football show. Of course, we do tons of free pick videos, and we have free picks on every game every single day at pickdogs.com. So you can head over to the website and check out any game that you like. Anyways, I really like this format a lot better than the free-for-all format. I enjoyed the free-for-all format for a while, but I think it started to wear on me, and at a certain point, if things aren't fun, I can only fake it so much. It's like, I love you guys, I love doing the show, I like talking to you guys, I like all that stuff, and I think sometimes when I do it this way, it's almost like I'm talking at you, not talking to you, but it's at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and talk. For someone to ask me a question about a game that I've already talked about 3 or 4 times, it's just not fun for me at all. We got Ball State taking on Northern Kentucky. Northern Kentucky's been a really good team in recent years, but just 1-2 against the spread to start the season. Ball State 3-1 and 2-1 against the number. Northern Kentucky opened the season with a loss. Well, they played the layup game that they won by 50, but then they played Missouri, lost by 15. They were getting 13.5 in that game. Then they bounced back with a win over Coastal Carolina and a 12-point win over Coppin State, which they didn't cover the spread. But Ball State, a win over Indiana State, a nice win. Then they also beat the UIC Flames. They absolutely crushed them. And a loss to Evansville. They were a 1.5-point dog. They lost by 2 points. But this to me just seems like a lot of points in this game. I do like the way that Ball State is playing. I think that their defense has been really leading the way, and I say that all the time, right, about everybody that I think is good. But right now, I think that my pick is going to be Northern Kentucky plus the points. Of course, we got free picks on every game every day at pickdogs.com, and of course, our best bets always at Pick Dogs Premium. We have I do live shows, we do videos, we do everything. Go through a couple questions. The Puck Dogs were awesome. Good morning. I like the regular format a lot better. Eastern Michigan, yep, that was yesterday. We got a video on this game. I'm just really not sure what to say. Morning. Yep, the Puck Dogs are awesome. Like, we got a video on this one. Yeah, it's, why would I sit here and answer questions on the same games I've already gone over? It's not fun for me at all. I'm not going to do it. I'd rather not do a show at all if that's what the show is going to be. I'm glad we went over this game. Not only did we do a video, we also went over it on this same show. We'll just do a video, we'll go over it on the show, we'll do a free pick on the site, and then we'll talk about it again on the show. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to do that. Keep rolling right along here. Got Vanderbilt taking on Austin Peay. Vandy is kind of a team that do they make that next step? It's kind of like the expectations have certainly been there. They've made the coaching moves to try and get there, but it hasn't been done. Austin Peay losers to Tulsa. They covered the spread. They were getting 7.5. They lost by 7. A loss to Western Kentucky, an absolute blowout by 22 points. So it's been a little rough go of it to start the season. Meanwhile, an overtime loss to Richmond by a point for Vandy. And Richmond is a pretty good team. They were getting 6.5 points in that game. And the win over Southeast Missouri in a game that they covered. And then the other game, they win by 5 in a game they were laying 17.5. That is an absolute ton. When we dig a little deeper into the numbers, Vandy's offense has been strong, and their defense isn't great, that's for sure. But they're way better than Austin Peay's defense. I'm going to lay the points here with Vandy. It's 7. I've seen it down to 7.5. It's 7.5. I've seen it down to 7 in spots. I always take the conservative approach and lay the biggest number that we see out there, as long as they're all in line. So we'll do it at 7.5, and we'll take Vandy. Hopefully you guys are having a great morning. But yeah, it's our show, but it's like, for me to sit here and go over the same games over and over again, what's the point? You know, what's the point of doing it? I mean, yeah, like, there's a video on this game. Just go ahead over to YouTube on that North Carolina game. There's a video right there on YouTube. You can get that one. We also have a free pick at pickdogs.com. I have no idea what that means. Oh, man. I can't explain to you how hard this is sometimes. Boise State is taking on BYU. BYU, never known for their defense. 72-71 winners over Houston last time out, getting 11.5 in that game. They won outright. They lost to San Diego State as a 3.5-point favorite at home. So we know that BYU always can score a lot of points. It's always the defense. Meanwhile, Boise, losers to the UC Irvine. They played Oregon also, and that's not going to be a picnic for anyone. But they got crushed. They lost by 31 points in that game to Oregon. The problem for me is always the BYU defense, but in this case, the Boise defense has really been giving up the points in bunches. And I think that Oregon score really is what's pushing that number to the high side, because actually it's BYU that, if you go game by game, has been giving up the bigger numbers here. I know Boise is home, but I'm going to take BYU here in it's a pick'em. Let's go to college football. It's our last, we have about a week and a half left of college football. Got Buffalo taking on Toledo. In Toledo, they've had quarterback problems for a long time now. Buffalo has been in some wild games recently. That Northern Illinois lost 31-28 last week, and then the week before, the win over Kent State 35-33, 37-34 against Eastern Michigan. So Toledo has really been in some crazy high-flying games. Meanwhile, last week when Buffalo collapsed against Kent State, we had them on when I had Rod on the show with me, and we both took Kent State in that game. 43-14 against Eastern Michigan, 43-20 against Central, 21-0 against a really bad Akron team, and 20-21 against Ohio that we saw last night. So generally their MAC games are running in the 54 range, like right where this number is, while the Toledo games are running a little bit higher. I'm going to go with the over 54 in Buffalo-Toledo. And that'll be my pick in that one. I think the other game is a little tougher as far as the total goes, because Akron hasn't done. My best bets are always in the premium area. Your most sure win game in the NBA tomorrow, those are the ones that I put in the premium area, or the ones that I consider my best bets. I'm not going to make this show an infomercial for my premium area. That's not what it's about. But if you're going to ask that question, that is the answer. We'll do one more pick, and we'll call it a day. Let's see what we got. I'll take one from the audience if anyone has a question about a game that we haven't covered on a video already. If not, I'll just pick one out. Make it really quick. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the thumbs up. Greatly appreciated. All right, I'll just pick one out then, since no one has a question on the game. See if we can find one that's reasonable. Just seems like to be a lot of big lines out there. Let's try and find something in the single digits. We can't find anything in singles, so here we go. Oregon State taking on Cal Santa Barbara. I really like this Oregon State team this year, and they have a lot of veterans on this team, and Tres Trinkle is a great player, and it seems like he's been around for a long time. So I really like the offense in Oregon State. The defense is slightly better here than Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara lost their one real test was UCLA. They lost by 16, and then they lost to a not very good Rice team. Meanwhile, Oregon State, they beat Wyoming by 20. They lost to Oklahoma by 8 points. They beat Iowa State by 6. I think they have no problem. They beat Northridge by 20. I think Oregon State has no problem in this one. I'm going to take the Beavers and lay the 11.5. And that's going to be my free pick. Anyways, going to recap. You can email me on the PayPal thing. We don't have it set up, but I can set you up as a manual user if you send me, if you want to do PayPal. I could set you up manually, and we can figure it out that way. Just email me and we'll figure it out. But anyways, I took the under in the Knicks 76ers game. The Hornets +4, Siena +5.5, Boston College +9, Northern Kentucky +8.5, Vanderbilt -7.5, BYU in a pick'em, over 54 in the Buffalo-Toledo game, and Oregon State -11.5. This is Mitch. Thanks for joining me. I'll be back at 4 p.m. Eastern time today with Steve Monahan talking college football. We only got 2 weeks left of college football. And like I said, we have a new Puck Dog show starting Mondays. Of course, I'm here live weekdays at 10 a.m., weekends at 11. Thank you guys for joining me. Be sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Have a great day.